The next video was uploaded by Zane Eager, and he states that it was recorded by one of his machine operators during a night shift. The man was moving a machine towards a new community. The community is quite far from everything else, and the area on the way barely has anybody else on the road, especially at night. But somehow, something seemed to ram the machine that the man was operating. And then an even stranger event unfolded. Let's check it out.
Big the moon is, it's really big. Anyway, it's pretty cool. What's that? No. No, 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 no. Wait, there's nothing there.
Somebody seemed to be standing right behind the machinery, but when checking and looking over his shoulders, the driver didn't see anybody, which frightened him to the core. So we really need to ask the question, what happened here? The whole area is deserted, and the houses in the background were all model homes where nobody was residing in. I guess it's pretty hard to answer. Maybe somebody was hiding there at the site to scare him. But perhaps something way more unexplainable was going on here. How weird, isn't it?
No. No, 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 no.
Next was recorded by a young man, and is yet another unsettling recording, which had been obtained within the four walls of a home. User Matt has uploaded it to the paranormal section of Reddit to see if anybody had an idea at what he was looking at there. He states that he caught this video the same day and that he can see a floating set of eyes that seem to walk across the background, right behind his girlfriend. Apparently the security system had captured it. It's really hard to say since we're looking at one of these potato camera recordings, but one could think that it is in fact a figure stepping into the frame, possibly wearing a robe or a dress, and I see a face. Not sure about the glowing pair of eyes necessarily. What do you see? Is it just a hoax? Or perhaps a paranormal apparition that visited that night? Mysterious. The next capture was recorded and sent to me by Pee-wee, who stated that he caught this anomaly frequently outside the window of his cabin. This fairy-like shape can apparently even make its way through glass into his room. Pretty curious. It is pretty safe to say that this thing is no normal light anomaly. And since it can make its way through solid material, I have no clear explanation of what is happening there. Could also be a strange reflection caused by something outside the cabin. Please share your thoughts with me. At least this is nothing that I have ever witnessed myself, and I grew up in the countryside too. A while ago, a viewer and fan from the channel FrostmareTV had inherited the house of his former grandfather, and it appeared that the same building seemed to inherit some kind of entity, since the man saw some really strange things at night, and also was witness to inexplicable sounds, and he even saw furniture being moved in front of his own eyes. Tonight the team from FrostmareTV traveled to the house and started to conduct an investigation. Let's see what they could find. Besides their SLS camera malfunctioning, they captured this thing in the window.
Please stop looking at that window.
I'm trying
It's
not
over
to,
my
bro.
shoulder.
It just, I feel like someone's looking at me from over there. Because the light's aiming over there. It's just weird. And that face on the wall, too. There's just things like from that direction that are right outside the name.
After a short Ovilus session, they think they have heard the piano playing, which would be pretty odd since nobody else was at home.
I'm telling you, I think I heard the piano. We'll have to listen to the tape, but like, I thought I heard something over the, and look, I'm actually a key press down, look. Maybe that was that.
And then, via a Ouija board, they try to open the portal to directly contact whatever is inheriting this home. Probably a bad idea. You should never play with forces. If you don't know what you're doing, so don't try this at home. Then they play with the piano again, to connect to the spirit directly, and they might have opened the door without even knowing.
And, go ahead, make a sound. Can you give us a little sound? Dude.
All of a sudden, the whole house starts shaking forcefully, and our two investigators are pretty startled. What could be the reason for this? Is it a dark entity, letting them know that they're no longer welcome here? Incredible activity.
Wow, here now. You got the cameras on you. And, go ahead and make a sound.
Hey guys, if you wish to support me to enjoy many more videos, please consider becoming a member and joining my channel. Now we are following the team of Exploring with Eric, who went into a supposedly haunted restaurant to set up an investigation and to see whatever might inherit this old building. There have been a ton of documented sightings and noises that are freaking out customers and staff alike. Let's take a look.
There's been reports of the doors shutting down in the bathroom, reports in the kitchen, lights been flickering. People believe that there might be some sort of good or bad entity just trapped here or hanging around. But this is like the oldest foundation of the bar. I won't fall here. Very creepy. You know, you start to hear things. I'm starting to hear things. And it could be, you know, little creaks. You know, this foundation is very old. Usually far from the shelf.
The investigation starts in the basement this night, and little by little, activity seems to be unfolding.
Happy to, you know, communicate with you, make your voice heard. We have devices that will allow this, that will allow this, that will allow. I'm just gonna stay quiet real quick. Very, whoa, out of focus. That was weird.
Eric and his partner then sit down at the bar, and they invite the spirit, or whatever is around, to take a seat next to them. And it might be this invitation that causes a shadow apparition to be seen, just for a brief moment.
Can you move your chair? You have the power to do so?
Yeah.
Are you behind us?
Yeah.
Are you behind us? Are you behind us?
Eric believes that they could capture the spirit of a little child which was running by, and on the wall we can see its reflection. Could this be the case? Interesting to see a child apparition in an old bar. wouldn't you say so? But what do I know? A really great capture, I'd say. This video was uploaded by a user named The Highway 9, and it features him on a hiking trip. He titled the video, "Never Go Into a Cave Alone," and he states that he found what appeared to be the entrance to an old cave. The curious adventurer that he is, he decides to check it out, and documents the mysterious descent that him and his shepherd dog undertake. And he seemed to be alone at first, but it is after a few minutes that something he finds in the tunnels actually might prove him wrong.
Out. Come here. Come on. Come on. Go. Stay behind me. What the fuck is that? Oh shit. Go. Come on, Missy. Come on, Missy.
An apparition in a dark robe and a pale face is waiting for him at the end of the tunnel, not moving once. Terrifying. How is this possible? Must have been something from another realm, right? If it isn't staged, of course. It certainly gave him nightmares afterwards, and people couldn't come up with a good explanation of what we are looking at here. Nevertheless, thanks for watching, guys.